What is a word for what gladiators do? I was writing a story about gladiators and wanted a word to describe what gladiators do, besides fighting, as in the phrase, X isn't just. Arena fighting sounds too long in gladiation, which was the other option I came up with, doesn't sound like a word, even for a neologism. Preferably it should capture the fact that it took place in ancient Rome. Proof this isn't a duplicate.
The best single word summary that comes to mind of what gladiators do would be slaughter 2. The savage killing of a person. TFD online.
Combat seems good. Noun mass noun 1 fighting between armed forces. Verb 1.1 archaic engage in a fight with, oppose in battle. The combat of gladiators in the Colosseum satisfied the bloodlust of Romans. From Gibbon's The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. This severe reformer shews no more indulgence to a tragedy of Euripides than to a combat of gladiators. From Dunford's Rome, the Mini Rough Guide. Gladiatorial combat as a Roman tradition was a direct import from the Etruscans, who thought it seemly to sacrifice a few prisoners of war or slaves at the funeral games of an important person. Since combat is of Latin origin, it seems particularly appropriate. Strike repeatedly, beat violently and rapidly, early 14c, from Old French battery, to beat, strike 11c, modern French batter to beat, to strike, from Latin battura to beat, strike, an old word in Latin but almost certainly borrowed from Gaulish from pi root asterisk bow to strike cognates, Welsh bathu beat, Old English bidu battle, beaten to beat, bytl, hammer, mallet. Wikipedia uses the word combat in reference to the activity of gladiators. In the earliest Munera, death was considered the proper outcome of combat. Emphasis added.
Gladiators gladiate. Yes, it is a word and it is mentioned as a back formation from gladiator in Victionary. It is a noun to verb derivation, originally from the Latin noun gladiator, swordsman, from gladius, sword. However, it is also used in botany and means sword-shaped. Gladiation is also in Victionary and defined as a combat between gladiators. These derivations don't appear in most authoritative dictionaries, but they are used as a neologism. We no longer go to the Colosseum to watch gladiators gladiate each other into oblivion. We haven't since Constantine the Great made such contests illegal in AD 325. Why Michael couldn't hit, and other tales of the neurology of sports by Harold L. Clavans. If you want a common word, you can consider sword fight. It is also related to the origin of gladiator, gladius, sword. You didn't prefer long phrases, but another option is gladiatorial fight, which is the most precise term.
Fight. Verb. 1. Take part in a violent struggle involving the exchange of physical blows or the use of weapons.
Each Proton is selling her body.